see that I got thread through 2 needles. Can you see that? It'll be easier. I thread through 2 needles, and then I'm gonna sew them like this, and I'll show you what you can be able to see what that looks like here. I'll push the needle through the first one. Bring it to the middle, even up the thread. Alright, so now I got both my needles and my string through the first hole, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to stitch from this side and stitch from that side, and they're going to be coming like that. So watch. Pull one through, and then the other needle goes through the same hole, come in the opposite direction. And you just pull it like that. And go from this side. Just like that. And take the other needle and go through it the opposite direction. Like that. Pull it tight, do it again. So once I went all the way up to the tip, stitched up, stitched from the back, stitched up, then I turned back around and stitched down, and then I stitched from here up, and then came back down. Then I decided I was going to go back down a little bit. So this is single, and now I'm going to come back up, and then we'll cut it off right there. This is the final stitch, but it's the final hole. Back in the camera again. There. Pull that tight. And then what I'm going to do, alright, so I'm just going to cut. Boom. You can see the sheath. I got the welt in there. And then I've got to figure out some way of, I'm going to figure out a way to smooth this out. I might use a sander, or I might just shave it down with my knife. What I'm doing is I'm taking that razor knife that I had, and I'm cleaning up the edge of this to make it look better. And then while I was doing this, I decided that I'm going to take super glue and I'm going to brush it along here just to give it a more finished look. And obviously none of this is really, you don't need to do this, but I don't want it to look horrible. So I want it to look pretty clean. Alright, so I got the stitching in. Some of these I only stitched once, just because that's how it happened, but I put the double stitch in there before I cut it out, so that should keep it in. And then what I'm going to do, just to be safe, is I'm going to put a dab of super glue on that where I cut off the thread, and then I'm going to put one here because that's where the factory stitch was that I ended up cutting because I cut it off. Same thing with the factory stitch here. I don't know if you can see that little thread sticking out, that one right there, and then also where I pulled my thread through. And then I'm going to put first I'm going to put permanent marker on here to black that out, and then I'll put super glue on it. And then I might even just put a little dab of super glue on each one of these, but we'll see. Alright, so let's see if I can zoom it. This is the finished product right here. You can see what it looks like. I'll grab that knife and we'll put it next to it. So here, here's the knife, and then that way also. So, boom. Now I got a sheath that works both ways. Alright, so there's the knife, that way, and that way. Put in, and then the opposite direction. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. It turned out a lot better and a lot easier than I thought it was going to. So that's good. So there's my knife. This is my favorite knife for bushcraft or camping or whatever, because it's a good chopper. And well, maybe I'll do a video on this knife by itself, but there we go. Alright, so I was going to show you guys how I would like to wear this and carry this knife with this sheath. And so I have my wrap on. I just wrapped it around and tied a knot. But this is what I like to do. I like to stick my knife through that wrap, and then this belt loop goes over top of my wrap, and so I can draw it like this, or I can have my knife that way. That's why I made it this sheath, so it was reversible. And then I can do the exact same thing on this side. Keep it nice and tight. So I can draw like this, or I can put it on this side and have the blade facing out. But that way I can tuck it here, I can tuck it in the back like that if I wanted to, but I can just tuck this anywhere with that little belt loop, and that's what I like to do. So, alright, thanks guys for watching. This is just a, well, it was a lot longer video than I thought it was going to be, but it was a video on this sheath modification. So please remember to like, hopefully not dislike, comment, and subscribe. Thanks guys.